Australians are really treated to the level of play that we've seen so far. We saw the Australians take out Nikki Laird and Bakara Palmer, take out the first semi-final against the USA, Brooke Sweat and Kerry Walsh. And now we have China versus USA for the second semi. Let's see who's going to take out the gold medal or go to the gold medal match and take the points, those much needed points to get through to Olympics next year.
It's all about the points in the Olympic lead up, isn't it? There's a lot of machinations. I know the Chinese squad have brought a lot of good players out here. They've got one of their teams through to the final four. 4-1 currently, the USA. Starting really well, the server that hits the net and drops in for 5-1. Interesting matchup, these two teams. Plenty of experience in Fan Wang. She's played 90 tournaments on the FIVB World Tour. She's finished second 7 times, though. She's been a bridesmaid 7 times on the World Tour. Yet to win one. Is Sydney 2019 perhaps the opportunity for her to break through and get the gold medal? She's going to have to get past a really committed, really focused USA combination in Flint and Day. It's them at the bottom of the screen in the blue tops today. Betsy, the 26-year-old, Emily Day, 31 years of age. Emily will do most of the blocking if all goes to plan. And Betsy Flint is the dynamic defensive player that will cover everything else.
Emily Day, a bit of trouble there on the pass. She rolls it down the line for a winner. And the US really haven't been troubled too much so far in this event. They've had only one 3-set match against Germany where they won 15-13. The rest of their matches have been fairly solidly won in 2 sets.
The conditions here at Manly Beach, we kind of have been teased by the sun a little bit. It's been sort of breaking through. We've got a bit of cloud cover. No rain or anything about it. It gets muggy here, though, and I don't know how the athletes cope with that, but it's a little bit humid here today, so the ball will sort of bobble about a bit, but the breeze certainly not in any way strong enough to impact the game in any meaningful way. The roll shot picked up China on a transition opportunity. Wow, put down hard by Jinyi Shah.
Well, that's what China are really renowned for. They have heavy hitting arms. They don't let an opportunity go by without putting the ball away, and that was a solid put away into no man's land. So fighting back here, point by point. It's only early in this first set.
For the Chinese combination, Kerry, they came up against their fellow country women in Mei Mei Lin and Jinjin Zheng in the previous round. Unfortunately for their Chinese counterparts, they had to retire injured after the first set.
Oh, that's interesting. So they had a little bit of a rest there.
Yeah.
So they've had a little bit of a, I guess, not a day off, but maybe a full game off. Almost.
Yeah, certainly
fresh legs.
A shame for their counterparts that they couldn't complete the match. So, yeah, who will be the fresher? It's a whole new day, of course, here. It's a Sunday morning here in Manly, 10 past 10 in the morning. So, you know, you played more games out here, Kerry, than nearly anyone. I mean, Sunday morning, these conditions on Manly Beach, that I'm not sure it gets any better for beach volleyball than this.
Well, it's really perfect now. I'd say it might get a bit windier this afternoon, so the players really relishing these conditions. And that was a beautiful, fast go-to shot from Betsy Flint. And I'm sure her fans back home, Betsy's Bunch.
Betsy's Bunch.
They'll be watching. It's a Saturday night over there in the States.
I want to be part of Betsy's Bunch. They sound like some good folk who love the game. And I love that we've got cohorts of people getting behind the individual athletes and the teams. And, you know, that's what's great about our game. Down here at Manly Beach, we've got so many backpackers. There'll be Americans here. There'll be Chinese fans here. And, it really is a wonderful sport to unify people and bring all the nations together. We've got an 8-6 scoreboard. China with the ball, trailing by 2. Fan Wang and Jinyi Shah. Shah, the 22-year-old. Her partner Wang is 25, so still very young in beach volleyball terms. Wang there doing the job of the net, couldn't quite get it done. So 9-6 USA, up by 3. Kerry, playing internationally, you've just seen your compatriots, the other USA team, lose a semi-final. As fellow teammates, does that give you any more impetus, or you are totally isolated from those other results? You don't want to get out and wave the flag for your country because you've just seen your teammates, beaten, or it's a whole different mindset.
Well, it is an individual sport in that these teams are fighting against each other. So although we have seen a few American teams here, and there's 2 or 3 teams from most countries here, it still is a fight, an individual battle to get to the Olympics. So there is that compatriotism. They do want to cheer for each other, but at the same time they want themselves to get forward. They want themselves to be winning matches and making the points. So it'll be interesting if the USA make it through to the final. That obviously in this semi-final they'll get more points than Kerry Walsh and Brooke Sweat. Although they're not seeded as high.
Sure.
But who knows? It's always good to see countries, two US teams in the finals. Always been a strong country in the sport of beach volleyball, as has Brazil. We don't have any female Brazilian teams here this weekend. They bring a whole nother mix to the sport, and they play a very kind of fast and feisty game. So, the door is open in this event for somebody to come through and take that gold medal and get those much-needed points to qualify for the Olympics next year.
Absolutely. So you are watching women's semi-final number 2. We can confirm that we've already booked one spot in the women's gold medal match, and it was booked by the Australian qualifiers. I can't believe I'm saying that word. The qualifying team of Bakara Palmer and Nikki Laird, the Australian girls. Probably not the team that some expected to be in the mix for a medal, but they've gone through and shocked everyone. Kerry Walsh-Jennings and Brooke Sweat will be playing for the bronze. The winner of this match will be playing the Aussies for the gold. So either way, we're going to see the USA represented potentially on the podium. I guess not quite. It could be... no, it has to be, I guess. So yes, there'll be a USA medal in there somewhere, that's for sure. And as you say, China also, from women's beach volleyball, they've been a powerhouse nation for many, many years. A number of World Tour events are now played up in China, so they have really benefited from the world game coming to them in the last few years. There's, I think, a 4-star event coming up soon in China in a couple of weeks as well.
Tough serve through the middle from Day. Gets a nice roll shot over, though, so China get one back, but right now the USA really dominating, a little bit crisper in their play, a little bit more aggressive.
This is Fan Wang coming back, 6'2", 188 centimetres tall, so the 25-year-old, as we said, has finished 7 silver medals on the World Tour, never a gold, so... I don't know, does that play in your mind? That would drive me absolutely crazy.
Well, it gives you something to aim for, Jonathan. Not having the gold yet gives you something to aim for. And you see China walking back, looking a little tired there. It's been a warm week. We've got to say, it doesn't seem so warm today, but it is humid and it really takes it out of you. So all the players feeling that humidity, and really, it's an emotional game. It becomes an emotional game. It becomes an emotional contest within yourself to keep yourself up when your body's feeling, tired and maybe you're having to get up earlier and the different time zones and things like that. So it really becomes a mindset thing. And these two really looking quite focused, quite relaxed.
Yeah, it's a body language is really
Betsy
interesting,
leaning
isn't
back,
it?
crossing her legs.
How you doing? Just loving my time in Oz, thank you. Hope to cuddle a koala. I suspect that's what her body language was saying. I might be wrong. The athletes coming back out on a court. Betsy Flint and Emily Day, the United States combination, the 26 and 31-year-old, up against the number 8-seeded team. So Fan Wang and Xin Yisha from China ranked 8. The US combination ranked 7. So in terms of points and experience, this promises on paper to be a pretty even matchup, but the USA certainly at 13-8 have started the brighter. That serve from Emily Day just missing on the sideline, so 9-13 now. Certainly 13-8 was the biggest kind of technical timeout sort of gap we've seen for a while, so USA have owned the early parts of this first set.
Nice little roll shot. Betsy Flint sees it open, but at the last minute, perhaps in her vision, she saw the Chinese lady coming across, and so she decided to keep that one nice and short.
When you were blocking, Kerry, did you prefer to find your spot and jump straight up, or did you want to try and jump into an angle or a line? Which was your preference?
I think it is easy to jump straight up, but some athletes, and we also like to jump across to kind of jump into an area, be a little bit deceptive, because of course in beach volleyball, nice ace from China, nice. But of course in beach volleyball there's only 2 players. Indoor volleyball, we've got 6 players on each side. You're playing often against 3 blockers to spike pass, so the 3 blockers are taking out almost the whole court, but here we've got 1 blocker trying to take out a similar sized court, so it's a lot more difficult. Trouble there, so China dialing up their serves now, having an opportunity here to get a point back.
Xinyi Xia puts it away. I think we've seen maybe that far end of the beach, or the northern end of Manly, seems to just maybe becoming a favoured end to serve from. There's not a lot of breeze, but we've seen a lot of tough serves from that end. China coming out after the technical timeout and winning 4 of the 5 points. So here's an opportunity for Flint and Day, but they can't get it done. So this has been a really good comeback, and a timeout has been forced upon the USA. They were up 13-8, the technical timeout, and now China absolutely right back into this match. So that was a good comeback. So all that body language talk and all that demeanour that they were both expressing, the technical timeout doesn't seem to have quite borne fruit.
Well, it's funny because the Chinese do appear to be kind of slower in their movements between points, but when you hear them celebrating, when you start to hear the kind of the screams and the cheers after they win a point, that's when you know that they're getting a bit of momentum. So this is such a momentum game. We saw this in the first semi-final. Teams can get a run of points if you can feel that confidence and you can feel that momentum, and often people say, what is momentum? It's basically just a feeling, and it's an emotion that pushes you forward, makes you do great things. What stops momentum? Well, you've kind of got to push it, and it's just really hard to talk about, but you've got to push it back. And sometimes even if you're losing points, you've got to make out in your mind that you're actually winning them. So Absolutely. Your body language and your voice is strong and your movements are confident.
Absolutely. So the breeze kind of swinging around now, so it's actually coming across the shoulders of the Chinese serve. So it's a little bit changeable here at Manly Beach. A beautiful day, it must be said. Come and visit us in Australia, you volleyball fans from all over the world. Let us know where you're watching from, but it's a privilege to bring these scenes to you. Women's semi-final number 2. It is China versus the United States of America, and everything on the line to play for a spot in the gold medal match. And as my co-commentator Kerry Pothast has said, some really, really valuable ranking points in the Olympic qualification cycle. It's just absolutely everything. That serve just going long. So
a couple of service errors from Day have not allowed the team to get a chance. Just takes the pressure off the opponents. And there's a good serve from China through the middle, which is always a difficult place to try and receive the ball. You don't know who's going to take that ball. You look at your partner, you try to feel that your partner, you try and communicate that ball, but often it lands, and that was a terrific serve. Nice and deep on the line. Same serve, this time taken by Flint.
Oh, nice pressure at the net. The second ball sits up. Xinyi Xia crushes it away down the line. Well, she certainly, it was.
It was a wonderful play off the side of the ball to the line. Really difficult play to make. Chinese are very, very skillful with their hands.
She's certainly the more demonstrative in her body language, and her partner Fan Wang is a little bit down low, a little bit more conservative, but Xinyi Xia is the one jumping up and about and really trying to urge her team forward. That's better. Now they're both getting into it. They're like, hang on, we're back in the lead now, 16-15. Betsy and Emily finding themselves under extreme pressure at the moment. Both have played 4 games to get them to this point, and neither team has been defeated in this event so far. So to get to the semi-final.
Great read from China.
Oh, it's a good dig though. Look at that pickup. Perfect. Wonderful beach volleyball. Betsy Flint just dialing in that cross-court dig. That is one of the sweetest sensations in the game, I've been told, is when you get perfect defensive position, the hard-driven ball to you, and you pop it up perfectly for your partner. So wonderful play. USA, they needed that. That was a clutch play at an important time. 16-17, backs it up with a good serve. Wang is up and about, though. She's not able to execute And the US this time, nobody wants to win this rally. Ball is out. Wow, that's wonderful. Wonderful athletic beach volleyball, both teams. The USA hit back for a 17-all scoreboard.
That was a big break for the USA girls. They had a couple of chances, couldn't put it away, and winning on the error, so not a lot of confidence to be taken from that.
They're going at Fan Wang again. She loses a shape down the line, so that's interesting. At a bunch of 3 or so points, the USA, they're up and about now.
That's that just break in focus from the Chinese. They had a run and then making a couple of unforced errors. They need to get tough again. An unforced error pass over. Emily Day just puts it away with strength.
She couldn't believe her luck. As the blocking player at the net, when that ball floats up, you just... The challenge is to not wipe the net out, though, while, when you hit that first ball that comes over. She handled it well. 19-18, what a time for the USA to catch fire. They now lead by 1. Going back to Fan Wang with the serve, and she gets a really good ball from her partner. Xinyi Xia was spread-eagled on the sand, but had done the job for her team, hadn't she?
Absolutely. That was a tough set to make. She made it perfectly, and then she had to kind of get out of the way in case her partner landed on top of her. So China not leaving anything out there, fighting all the way.
If you're the player that's made that dig to get your partner in a hittable position off a bad pass, you're glaring at them saying, you better hit a winner off this ball. Oh, that's a nice controlled play. Betsy Flint just crafting it beautifully. These two teams have not played each other before. And it is a 2018 scoreboard and set point to the USA. So they have found a way to earn 2 set points. Set point serve number 1. Oh, and that's going to be a net touch call. Xinyi Xia is unsure that call mirrors her reality, but let me tell you, it won't matter because Team USA, Betsy Flint and Emily Day, have taken a 21-18 1-set-to-love lead in this first set. The overpass from Fan Wang really put Xinyi Xia under a lot of pressure, and the USA girls, to their credit, they detected that maybe Fan Wang wasn't serve receiving very well from that corner, and they've earned the rewards as a result. We are here at Manly Beach in Sydney, the spiritual home of beach volleyball in this country, the home of Kerry Potters, my co-commentator.
God's country, as we call it, Jonathan.
Righto.
To all the Queenslanders out there. You're lucky to be here with us, John.
I am sitting here beside myself. No, it is a delight. The crowd here are knowledgeable. Nowhere else in Australia is the crowd such a ardent beach volleyball crowd. I find they really appreciate the nuances of the game. They appreciate athletes of all nations equally. They're a multicultural crowd. We get a lot of backpackers and travellers get lured to Manly when they come to Australia. So you could have an Australian team playing and you'll find half the crowd cheering for the other team, and that's great. So, they're a very fair-minded and knowledgeable crowd, the beach volleyball crowd at Manly Beach. So it's a delight to be here. Underway in the second set, women's semi-final number 2. The USA combination and number 7 seeds Betsy Flint and Emily Day have taken the first set 21-18. Fan Wang and Xinyi Xia from China, the number 8 seeds in the red tops, and with the ball they of course have to win the second set to keep the match alive. Team USA 1 foot maybe in the gold medal match, but there's a lot of volleyball still to play.
Absolutely, and this game is the best of 3 sets, so if we have to go to a third set, we only go to 15. It could be over within 10 minutes, so it's good to have the foundation set, have 1 set in the pocket, but there's still a lot of volleyball, as you said. And USA need to stay focused. China need to maybe up their game a little bit. It's just the errors at the end before that took them out. Is that one touched?
Yeah.
Off the hands.
Lines judge indicating, yeah. And I think, to be fair to Emily Day, she kind of she gave herself up on that one too. Her reaction was pretty obvious. That's fine. A big touch on the ball. So China serving from the middle of the court, looking down the lens, just missing that sideline. Seems to be more and more the athletes are serving what we would have described back in the day, Kerry, as float serves. The topspin serve with this ball seems to be almost a thing of the past, doesn't it?
Well, unless you've got a certain style of hitting the ball and it's a bit more floaty as a top spin, I think a true top spin serve can sometimes be a little bit easier, but if you've got a bit of float in your top spin, then that can really cause some havoc. Or if you can just direct it and keep it on the baseline, anything in the middle of the court's just going to be dug up. The athletes are too athletic, too skillful.
Speaking of skillful, this is Xinyi Shah serving. Again, that jump float that Kerry described, asking some questions of the USA combination. But they handled pretty well the ball off the block of Fan Wang. Certainly the ball and the evolution of the ball has sort of evolved the way we serve and play the game, doesn't it? Certainly this jump float serve that, again, I say to you, Kerry, the women's game, I think, pioneered. You know, the men were all about ripping that top spin jump serve, but now, you know, all of the men's teams have got that jump float serve to try and get the lateral movement and the unpredictability into the ball.
Yeah, it used to be one or the other. A standing float serve, you could vary the distance you were from the baseline. You could take it a really long way back, almost to the banners, to get a bit of more float. But then I think it was the Germans that introduced it some years ago, and then everybody started going, oh, that's a successful serve, and it's a bit like monkey see, monkey do. Everybody goes, well, I'm going to try that now. And
get some good results. So here's an opportunity on transition for Xinyi Shah. Oh, the pickup was amazing. Over the head of Emily Day, I think it was, that got the overhead pickup, but China were good enough. It's a hard ball to get as the blocking player, Kerry, to peel back and make that really confident spike receive in front of your face or above your head. That's one of the hardest gets in the game, isn't it?
But it feels so good when you do get that hard one in your hands and you just pop it up to your partner.
Give me the next one.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. Not on that occasion. China 5-3 at the southern end of the beach. This is Fan Wang serving that testing float serve. Flint and Day, though, nice and solid.
Really nicely handled by the US. That was a tough serve through the middle for Emily Day, and the Americans are doing a lot of back plays. Both teams using the back play as well, really just trying to move the blocker and the defense. So they're trying not to be too predictable, mix it up, and that's the beauty of this game. You can be really creative. That's what I love about beach volleyball compared to indoor volleyball. Indoor is very structured. You have your role, but on the beach you can really switch those roles up all the time. You can be really creative, and that's why different things come in. The game's evolving every year. New things are coming in, different types of sets. You see different types of attack and different types of defense, blocking. Nice read there.
A good angle call. You might have heard it in the effects mics. The call angle telling a partner, look, don't go down the line. That's where the defence is heading. And chipped it away perfectly. So 4-6. The USA serving at the northern end of the beach. Defensive pick was, she was almost there. The spike was too good. Xinyi Shah. They've gone back to Xinyi Shah a little bit. We saw Fan Wang towards the end of the first set getting a little bit errant with her passing, but they're mixing it up here in the second.
Short middle this time, nicely put up for Emily Day. So that's the beauty of having a big right-hander, a big hitter on the left side of the court. The right side player can pass that first ball up deliberately for her partner to hit over on two.
Yeah, that looked really premeditated, didn't it? It looked like that was a play that they had thought about or talked about. I was wondering, did we see a foot fault call? I'm wondering what was a miss there.
I do believe that was a foot fault, so the players aren't allowed to touch that back line at all with their feet or step into the court as they're serving the ball. They can after they've contacted the ball, but not on contact. They have to be behind and completely untouching of that baseline.
It's one of the most frustrating errors as a coach that your team can make, surely. A foot fault is one of the rarest of infractions. But the USA girls, to their absolute credit, just keep on rolling.
Keep on rolling that back play. Keep on moving the Chinese block. The 6'2" blocker, Fan Wang. She's got a pretty solid block, so great strategy from the US.
Back to Xinyi Shah with the serve. She chips it away, but the defence from Flint is there. They hand it back though. Ooh, and a little lifted call. I didn't see the contact clearly, but Fan Wang doesn't really remonstrate too much. She's too polite for that, but the ball called as a lift, so an open-handed kind of lifted ball, not a crisp contact, and the first referee in a good position to make that judgment. Emily Day serves Shah again. Here's their opportunity. Shinyi Shah this time. Is she going to respond? There's no block. That is big trouble right here in Manly Beach. The Chinese girls couldn't believe their luck. They transitioned hard. They worked hard. Shinyi Shah and Team USA found themselves out of shape, and the ball sat up on the net. And no block. It was always going to be punished, and punished hard. So China back into the lead with a 9-8 scoreboard. Second semi-final for the ladies here on Super Sunday at Manly Beach, the FIVB 3-star event here in beautiful Sydney. Still awaiting the men's semi-finals. We've already seen the first semi-final for the ladies. The USA combination of Sweat and Walsh-Jennings have been relegated to the bronze medal match in a bit of a boil over. The local girls, Bakara Palmer, Nikki Laird, have gone through to the gold medal game. Look forward to bringing that one to you later. But this match getting really interesting, the Chinese ladies.
Well, both teams now really hustling in every way, trying to keep that ball off the ground. So China just a little bit lucky there to be able to get that nice and deep over the top of Flint's defence.
All right, Emily Day on the serve reception. Sets up nicely. The cut shot, perfect. So she really relies on Betsy Flint, not only to set her a good ball, but then give her the option verbally about what to do. And you kind of see her really waiting for the call and dutifully executed on it perfectly. So the communication between the two USA athletes seems to be rock solid at the moment. Shinyi Shah serve receive. And a beautiful little drop shot. Very different technique, but good enough. So 11-10, a vastly different second set. In the first set, the USA went to the technical timeout with a 13-8 scoreboard. So for Team China to take the lead at this technical timeout in the second, 11-10, is a pretty significant improvement. So they'll be much more at ease in the timeout. Emily and Betsy have enjoyed their time in Australia. I know they have played some really good volleyball. I think they've enjoyed the hospitality and the response they've got from the crowds here. They've been a bit of a crowd favourite. They've played some wonderful games.
Well, they're up and out of their seats quickly, so
it was like
they want to get this.
Starter's gun had been fired and they were away.
They want to get this done and dusted. They know if they're not at the top of their game, China can very easily get back into this match.
And as China have done all game, they're more in an energy conservation mode as they come out of the chairs. They just ambling along at their pace, playing their game, ready to go with an 11-10 lead. Fan Wang serving. Shinyi Shah stays to block in this setup.
Great touch, Betsy Flint. You know that she's shooting the ball, but she does have both the left the left cut shot or over the line to the right of her body. So you really have to wait and then just chase that ball.
Oh, well, that is unfortunately for the spiking player. The ball hitting the block and coming back into them may not have been going in. Maybe it was going to catch the line, but it doesn't matter. As soon as it touches the athlete, that's irrelevant. So nice piece of blocking from Team USA. 12-11 scoreboard. And the drop shot really nice from Fan Wang. So nothing between these teams at the moment. We saw the team from China in the first set get a good little lead late in the first set, but then they just absolutely stopped, and the USA absolutely ran past them to win that first set 21-18. I think at one stage the scoreboard was 18, maybe 18-16 USA, and they won 5 in a row, maybe 4 in a row to win the first set. And that is an absolute change of technique or tactic. The second ball set over. That's what a great time to do it.
I don't know if Betsy's been watching the Italians. They've been doing this front overset quite successfully in this tournament.
I think the two Chinese ladies were bewildered. They were like, where did that come from? We've not seen that yet.
That's creativeness.
Yeah, good awareness.
Beautiful touch. Betsy Flint goes over the top this time. You could see again, she's telegraphing that she's going to play that ball with a soft shot, but you just can't tell where it's going to go, and this time it went over the top on the angle.
Sun now streaming down here at beautiful Manly Beach. Warming up though. It's been humid, as Kerry has said, so certainly temperature will be a bit hotter later in the day, but for now it's still lovely, and that is absolutely inch perfect. Betsy Flint showing wonderful ball control. So China had the lead at the technical timeout, 11-10, but it's been a 5-1 run of points since then for Team USA. So just got to watch that. You know, a 5-1 run of points is a danger sign, isn't it, for one team?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's that momentum shift. You know, a couple of blocks, a good serve, pressure, and then, you know, even the defensive player touching, digging, getting up one of your attacks, even if you're not successful in getting it back and putting it in the sand, it just puts that question in the mind of the attacker that, oh, they're on me, they know where I'm going to be placing the ball, and it just makes you, you know, maybe distracts you a little bit from the next point, and you can, all of a sudden 2 or 3 points are gone.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. I hope you're watching this all around the world and enjoying the coverage wherever you are. Where else would you rather be than beautiful Manly Beach? Certainly not out spearfishing like my friend Randy Stoklos was. He keeps sending me photos of this fish that he caught. Randy, we wish you were here with us. One of the greats of the game. I hope you're watching in China as well and all around Europe. I know it's early in some parts of the world, but here down under, this is the middle of our day, a beautiful Sunday morning.
Well, I'd be thinking that Emily's entourage and Betsy's bunch are up and watching this one with excitement. The girls, if they can get through this second set, that'll take them into the gold medal match.
See that ball working through the air left and right. Oh, the set from Emily Day was pretty darn good, and Betsy Flint, I think it was a tiny moment where she thought, do I hit a shot here? And I think she realised how good this set was. Just sat up. She's like, and she saw the cross court so beautifully, and she's applauding herself and her partner for a wonderful play. 16-13, danger time now for China, because it's 17-13. And we saw this in the first set. China were good, and then just whether they stopped or the USA found another gear. But 1-0 and 17-13 down. China need to do something really brave to try and claw this game back. Oh, she's everywhere at the moment. Betsy Flint, so solid in defence and so perfect in attack. Wow, they are all of a sudden looking really, really confident. 18-13. Asking for a bit of crowd support too, Emily Day. So 18-13. Oh, not this time.
Emily Day thought she had that. She dropped into the angle that time on Wang, and she just was not facing the net square on, let her body drift, and the ball came off the side of her left hand. So now trying to get an opportunity.
Sun blaring down, beautiful conditions as we said. But an 8-3 kind of run of points for USA in the middle part of this second set has seen them take a really important 4-point lead. They are in touching distance of an appearance in the gold medal match, and that's going to help them even more. 19-14 now for Betsy Flint and Emily Day and their support crew, both here and back in the States. They are 2 points away from the gold medal game, a guaranteed medal. I look too far ahead, I know, but this is theirs for the taking.
Great dig from China.
Fan Wang, Emily Day, well, she didn't get the last one, but she made up for it. And this wonderful combination, the number 7 seeds of Betsy Flint and Emily Day from the United States, have earned themselves 6 match points, and they are a hair's breadth away from a spot in the gold medal match. Day for the win. Not to be on this occasion. 15-20, they're going to change ends. Oh, for Team China, Kerry, what what can you do? Do you serve tough? This is the toughest of all situations.
Look, you've just still got to play point by point. Obviously, in their mind, they're thinking, perhaps we're out of this. They've got to play each point as it comes. Have a strategy. Stick with that. Through the middle. This time, Day gets her hand on the ball.
A transition opportunity for China. Oh, but it's going to be called something. People are celebrating maybe a little bit too early at the northern end of the beach. Betsy and Emily thought they'd won the match. China, though, kept their composure. 16-20 now the score, but that is 2 match points saved. Betsy and Emily have to refocus. 1 good dig, 1 good set, 1 good spike, and they're off to the gold medal game. Match point number 3. Here's their opportunity. The dig is there, the set is there, and the spike is there as well. And it is now confirmed that Betsy Flint and Emily Day from the United States have defeated Fan Wang and Xinyi Xia for the Chinese combination. They go off to play another USA team for bronze, and it is USA-Australia for the gold later today. USA victorious 2 sets to love over China.
We've actually got something incredible, especially for you. We've got an exhibition of an FIVB, which is International Beach Volleyball. We've been running a test event down here throughout this weekend as well. So we're going to have a little showcase of some 4-on-4 beach volleyball. Thank you for your assistance there, man. That was very nice. Kind of hang out any time. So very shortly, you're going to see some local superstars of Australian beach volleyball taking on some international beach volleyballers. It's an FIVB test event. We're going to ring around Santa Court for a little 4-on-4 beach volleyball action. And then it's a bronze medal game, a gold medal game, and another gold medal game to finish today. I couldn't say hello to Australia. We need a hat. These guys up here in Legends throw me a whole bunch of hats. Because they put their hands in the air. They make loads of noise. They love their volley. And they look pretty bored, let's be honest. Local legends. We're going to throw you out to our live stream, which is done all across the world. Going to pass you now to Mr. Jonathan Fogarty. He's got the American team. Get a free shot. Get all 3 of them in shot.
I am down here with the remarkable Betsy Flint and Emily Day, through to a gold medal game. You must be feeling pretty darn proud of yourself. I hope you are.
Yes, for sure. We're super excited to play for a medal, and especially now that it's gold.
Now, you are flying the USA flag because your colleagues and compadres missed out. So, up against the Australian team, do you know much about those girls?
No, not a ton. We haven't played them hardly at all, but it's going to be hard to take on an Australian team here on their home beach, so it'll be tough.
You'll get some support, I'm sure. Were you guys happy with the way you played? Was that a really solid hit out? You must take a lot of confidence out of that?
Yeah, China's a great team. We've actually been training with them and against them a lot, so they're our good friends. And yeah, I mean, there's always stuff to get better at, but I think we executed very well that match.
Now, tell me, this is the first time you guys have played in Australia, is that right?
First time for me. Betsy was here 2 years ago? Yeah.
How have you found the experience? It's been obviously delightful, I assume.
Yeah, it's been awesome. The fans are great. The restaurants are amazing. We love it.
No trouble with the language or anything like that?
Not at all, but the cars almost got hit a few times. You guys drive on the other side.
Yeah, no, you guys drive on the other side. Just saying. For you guys, tell me about the journey forward. What's the broader plan for you guys as a mighty super team? What are the goals for the next 12 months for you guys?
Yeah, we're going to be playing in a lot of tournaments. Olympic qualification is super tough for USA. Only 2 teams go, and we have a lot of top teams. So we're just going to keep grinding one tournament at a time.
Now, tell me, you guys, last question. You guys have got your own unique fan bases back home. Now, it's Betsy's Bunch, and what's the other mob called?
M's Entourage.
M's Entourage. Do you want to give them a shout-out on the live stream?
Hi, thanks for watching, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Emily and Betsy. They're off to the gold medal game, and we wish them mild good luck at best.